Welcome to Coffee Chat with Camille. I'm so happy to
Hi.
have you here. Hi.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I guess I'll turn my video off too if you're not doing
Yeah,
video.
yeah, it's just audio because it's going to go into another studio and then we're going
Okay.
to, yeah, perfect. Okay, excellent. All right, so Kayla, may I ask real quick, how do you pronounce your last name?
It's pronounced Irhig, like in the
Eric.
ear and then a rig. That's how.
Yourig. Yourig.
Irhig.
Okay,
Yeah.
great last name. Thank you. All right, what I'm going to do is go ahead and read your bio.
Okay.
So, Kayla Ihrig's bio says Kayla Ihrig bought a one-way ticket out of the United States in 2017 and has spent most of her time abroad ever since. Pushed by the feeling that life was passing her by at her 9 to 5, she found work online and fumbled her way through an attempt at executing the exact lifestyle she wanted. As a writer of publications like HubSpot and GoDaddy, she built an online business that now supports both her and her husband as they drift around the world. Her book, How to Be a Digital Nomad, is available worldwide on the 30th of January 2024. And then for you, the lovely listeners and audience, you can okay, what is it now? She would like to send readers to her book listing on Amazon. Okay. So I left the link and I'm going to put it inside of the show notes for the audience. All right. And now we're going to go ahead and start our interview with our wonderful guest, Kayla. All right. Um, I don't know. Oh, sorry. The title of the show is The History of Digital Nomad Movement with Kayla Ihrig. First question. Does the digital nomad lifestyle live up to the hype?
That's a big question, and I actually think that it's better than it looks online. It's almost hard to describe how amazing it is. If this is your dream to travel as much as possible, like it's impossible to oversell how amazing it is to see that dream come true. But there's also a lot of downsides of the lifestyle that aren't really a part of the Instagram culture. It's more of the highlights than the reality. So I think that a lot of people are surprised that it's not all positive. So like everything else, it has highs and lows. I do think that the highs are higher, but the lows are also very low.
Wow. Yes, yes, thank you. And then what's your advice for someone who's happy enough in their normal life but still want to change their life?
I think that you don't have to be unhappy to want to chase a dream. You can just feel like you want to do something different or something more. I think that it's hard to explain to some people. I had this whenever I was becoming a digital nomad in 2017. I wanted to travel and I had a good job and I was living in Chicago and I really, really loved Chicago. And some people in my life couldn't understand that I wasn't unhappy, but I was still changing. And I think that it's okay if people don't understand and that, yeah, you're allowed to want something different. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Excellent, excellent. Digital nomadism has become so popular, but is it for everyone?
It's definitely not for everyone, and I would never say that, everyone should travel or everyone should be a digital nomad because there's no one way that's not true about anything in life that it works for everyone. I think if you are interested and you want to travel and you're able to work online, I think that you should try it because I think that it's such a cool lifestyle and it's so rewarding. But yeah, the constant change isn't for everyone. I've met people who have done it for a couple of months and said, you know what, I actually don't like it. I'm too tired. I'm exhausted. I feel like I just want to go home. And I think that that's perfectly okay. It's better to try it and realize that it's not the best fit for you than to never try and always wonder if that could have been your dream come true.
Yes, yes, perfect. And then how do you afford to travel full time?
If you travel full time, so that means that you don't have a home, like my husband and I, we got rid of all of our stuff and we moved out of our apartments. 6 months ago. So we just have 2 backpacks that we travel with, and we live out of Airbnbs. And if you do that, then your costs actually are low. Your costs of living are low. You don't have rent or mortgage. You don't necessarily have a car or any of the insurance, any of those expenses. So whatever you pay for, let's say your mortgage or your rent, whatever you pay every month, imagine paying that towards an Airbnb somewhere tropical, it's actually a lot more affordable. And digital nomads all work online, which means that they can bring in income. So you keep your salary, but you still travel. And yeah, it can actually be really much more affordable than people think.
Excellent. Excellent. And then after your 6 years abroad, what are your best tips for saving money on travel?
Traveling slowly is a really great way to save money. So if you were going to, let's say like you were, in the US and you were going to a new city every week, you would spend a lot of money going from, you would spend money on, let's say, transportation. And then whenever you stay in Airbnbs short term, like for a week, you don't get discounts. You actually pay a lot more money by moving. So like if you spent 4 weeks in 4 different cities, you would pay much more than if you spent 1 month in one city. So slowing down is a really great way to make Airbnbs and all those expenses cost even less. Like my husband and I are currently in Croatia, and the Airbnb we're staying at, we budget $1,000 a month for accommodation. We don't have rent, so that's a very normal price. That's less than the rent I paid in Chicago. So, in the rental we're in, it is normally $3,000 a month, but because we booked it for a month in winter, it's only $1,000. So you get these huge discounts, and it can really surprise you how affordable it can be.
That's wonderful, wonderful. And then what can someone do today to help them save money for traveling?
If you wanted to get started today and wanted to start saving money, I would say stop shopping altogether. Only buy groceries and absolute necessities, because whenever you're traveling full time, it's really important to learn how to budget. And I think I've met a lot of travelers, and the ones who can't stick to a budget are the ones that end up running out of money and going home, or living off of credit cards and getting into trouble financially. So cutting down your impulse spending and then learning how to have a weekly grocery budget, that can like really, really go a long way in training you to have a better relationship with money, and one that's healthy and doesn't cause huge problems for you down the road.
Excellent, excellent. And then how do you become a digital nomad?
If you want to become a digital nomad, you need to find work online. So you can get a remote role, like a salaried remote role, or you can freelance and have your own online business, be self-employed. And then you just have to go somewhere different. It doesn't have to be another country. It doesn't have to be another state. You could just go, like if you're, let's say you've your sister that lives 2 hours away, you could just go stay with your sister for a week or two, or visit friends on the other side of the country. You just have to go, and it's called location independence. That's what it means whenever you are able to go wherever you want with your job. So if you work online and you're location independent, then all you have to do is use that location independence and enjoy your opportunity that you have. It's special to be able to work online. I mean, I feel like how incredible is it that we're alive right now with this opportunity? So you just have to use it.
Perfect, perfect. And could you please let us know what your favorite coffee and or hot beverage is?
I love an Americano with cream, but cream and not milk. So in Europe, they give you milk a lot in your coffee, and they even have something called coffee milk in the Netherlands, where I lived for a while. It's not the same as cream, or half and half. It's the best.
Wonderful, wonderful. And then could you please let our listeners and our audience know what your social media handles are and or how to contact you?
Yeah. If you want to reach out and say hi or anything, you could contact me at Kayla at writingfromnowhere.com. Writing from Nowhere is my website. And you can contact me on social media as well. I'm everywhere there as Kayla Ihrig. And I also have a book coming out on how to be a digital nomad. So if anyone is interested in learning more, it's kind of the complete guide where I explain everything and help make it really approachable.
Excellent, excellent. I want to thank you, Kayla, for your patience and also just for being here and gracing us with all your knowledge. It's just wonderful. And I have always loved nomadic, what do you call it? Digital nomads. I apologize. I've
Oh,
always
yeah.
loved them. I never had one, so you're my very first. And I
Oh,
really
that's
want
so.
to thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been lovely.
Thank you. I mean, you're welcome and thank you. One moment. I think there's like a little countdown thing I have to do when I end the session. So this is my first time doing it. Oh, okay. I go right over here. One moment.